There's a lot more that goes into selling with a realtor and the confidence that it gives buyers. So I'm going to go through the list of reasons to list with the realtor versus private. You can still do a private if you want. Like, I'm coming from a realtor's perspective, but I've negotiated so many times with private sellers, and I know the way that the buyers think about a private sale. So let me get right into it, and then at the end, you can make your own decision. I'm Tristan Ritchie from Lake City Realty, and I love making these videos, just trying to help you be more educated on the Sudbury real estate market. So if any of this helps, as usual, please like, subscribe. It really, really helps. I've been gone for a little bit, bunch of birthdays for one of my daughters and my wife. So now I'm getting back into it. The videos are going to start getting pumped out really shortly. Let's get right into it. When you list your house privately, you can sometimes get your max value and save on realtor commissions. I'm not saying it isn't possible, but it's a little bit like going out to eat in Jamaica. You go to a restaurant, you can pay a little bit more and get food from a known restaurant where the tourists go. You're getting authentic food, but maybe it's not that hole in the wall that you thought. So you're paying a little bit more, but you know you're not going to get sick there. Versus you can get a little bit of a discount, get authentic food from a hole in the wall place. It could be a cool experience and it could be awesome. And you tell me. So here's why. Buyers, there's a psychology that buyers have. Every buyer that I talk to says, they think if I'm going to buy a private listing, I'm going to get a good deal. Otherwise, there's things that can go wrong. Private sellers don't have the obligation to disclose any latent defects, which means something that is wrong with the property. You may be an honest seller and you're going to disclose things, but a lot of them don't. So the buyers are a little bit weary about that. If it's not listed, there's a chance. There's no governing body for a realtor that has to be honest and disclose everything they can. There's risk associated to buying a private sale in that sense. Number two is negotiating with a private seller. Every single time I go to bring an offer to a private seller, somehow they have another offer. Again, this might not be you. You might be more honest than these people, but this has been my experience. And every time I tell my buyers, almost going to go up in price to say, oh, we're stressed, we want to get this house. I'm like, hey, this happens to me all the time. Let's just keep our offer. And then what do you know? They still go with our offer because there's likely no other offer, right? And we have conditions, we have all that stuff. The trust in the process is a lot lower because we don't know if they're telling the truth or not. With a realtor, we can lose our license if we don't tell the truth. So there's a lot more confidence when you're negotiating in a realtor on-market situation. And number three, there's the wait times. Buyers in the hot market like we are right now, they don't have the time to wait 2 days for this private seller to say, hey, I'm going to look at this offer and bring it to my lawyer to review. Lawyers always take more than 24 hours. So then often we're waiting. The deal often expires because we only give them till 10 p.m. and then they say, hey, we need an extra 2 days. So then we're out shopping for other houses. So you might lose a buyer by listing private as well for that scenario, unless you really know the paperwork and you can hammer it out, do the right signatures, initials on your paperwork in order to give us a qualified and good counter offer. So what do you get if you're selling with an agent? What do you get that's above and beyond just the private sale sign in the front yard? So number one, if you're listening with me, I've been the number one social media realtor in Sudbury for 4 years straight now. So I get you as much exposure as possible. If you're going to find a buyer, if there's going to be a buyer that likes your house, we're going to find them. Number two, the pricing strategy. That's another thing. Buyers, when they buy private, they're looking for a deal. So if we're pricing it with a realtor, we're pricing it according to being on the market and the 5% fee that I charge. So we're taking that into consideration when we're putting our price. You don't want to be too high because you'll sit and you'll end up selling way too low. You don't want to be too low because you don't want to give away your house. My goal is to get you the most amount possible. So you need to be right at the right price. Then we get marketing material, exposure. We present your house. The goal is to present your house as best as possible online. A lot of the private sales, they got not so great pictures. It's just on Kijiji, not on MLS. So there's a lot of exposure and you really want to captivate the first person that sees it on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. You want them to fall in love there. And then when they go see your house, then they're going in with a positive mindset to possibly buy your house. We've been building email lists since I've been in the business, so 9 years, and we have just different demographics, right? So we have New Sudbury, South End, the Valley. So when a new listing comes out, we blast it out to these different demographics so they get extra exposure and people that are often looking. We take on liability for you. So when we sign a contract, we are in charge. We have to do those disclosures. So if there's something that happens, we are there to fix it for you. We take on your stress. We help with the stress. We also help with showings, bookings. We have a seamless app that helps get people into your home for showings so that you don't have to worry. They're going through with someone, another realtor that's qualified, that has insurance. So you don't have to be home all the time to show and deal with all the text messages, all the showings, the 30 to 45 minutes of people going through your house. We handle all of that. And then we have the targeted ads. So I spend a ton of money on each listing to boost the listing in front of people that we think would like your home. So the reason I do that, two reasons. You get more exposure on your listings, but that's also money that is going towards marketing for myself. I show up as having listings, right? So it's a win-win. So I spend extra money because I think it's worth it for you. And ultimately, we sell houses for more than the average realtor in Sudbury. And it's good for me as well. So those are the difference between selling with a realtor and selling private. You could risk it going private. There are chances. Reach out to me if you do list private. I'll probably have some buyers and I have nothing against it. But those are just the two mentalities of the buyers when you're looking at a private versus on-market listing. So that's it for today. See you in the next video.